Hi everyone, welcome back. Excel and the week 2 on a good note here with a victory. And Dan, first question for you. This game was very slow paced, so I'm wondering what's your take on the early to mid game here?
I mean, we kind of had no choice, I guess, to play the game slow because enemy had Lucian and Udyr. And as you know, we played Udyr 2 games and this champion's really oppressive. So matched with Lucian, we kind of just have to play it slow and make sure we don't fall too far behind and just stay in the game. Also for team fights as well, we have to play it slow. We have to let Udyr come in because he struggles to play the team fights. So I think we're pretty well prepared. We just have to be patient and disciplined, and then we know we can win the game.
I agree, and that's what we saw in most of the fights. I mean, all you guys had to do was waiting for Astralis to run at you so you can punish them. There's a couple of fights we can watch here, especially the Baron fight, but how hard is it to just restrain yourself from just going in and playing towards the win conditions, basically?
It's really hard. It's also like you have some communication in the game where people are wondering, oh, maybe we're not doing enough to win the game, but at the end of the day, we trust that we know how to play against a champion that we've practiced quite a lot. So I think we were quite comfortable. We played it slow and calm, and eventually came out with a win, and that's what matters.
And that's a style that suits you well. But my last question here is the fact that you played Lilia, but instead of going for the typical Leandry, Demonic Embrace build, you went for the utility build with the Moonstaff. When does this build is better, and why did you choose to go with this one here?
I mean, I really like this build. I don't really like the damage build on Lilia. I don't think it's as good. I think especially against like Udyr and Gragas, especially when we have like good ADC like Xayah who can play front to back. I think this build's really good. Like enemy can't really kill our carries. We just have to play slow and stay with Lilia. So I don't know. I think I would go for this build 90% of the time as opposed to a damage build. But that's my opinion, at least.
Interesting. And again, a style that suits you well. Last question about you, Dan. I remember we saw you 2 years ago. I think you were subbing for Broxa back then. You played one game on the LEC stage. Now you are the starting jungler for Excel. What are the responsibilities for you now? And what does it change compared to Fnatic back then?
I think actually my playstyle has changed completely since Fnatic. In Fnatic, I was like the crazy jungler looking for ganks, level 2 dives and whatever, and the meta has changed a lot, so we're kind of forced to play like more farming style. But my job is really just to keep the plan for the team, have a strong early game, or at least a solid early game with a plan, and go from there. I guess I'm supposed to be more of an in-game leader than anything, and just a stable player for the team.
The general for the team here. Dan, thank you so much for the interview. Looking forward to seeing you again on the Rift next week. And that's all for us now. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back in a few minutes for SK Gaming versus Misfits. Stay tuned.